I spent way too much money on this gecko. If you guys know me from anywhere, it's probably going to be my Tokay geckos. I mean, let's be honest, my thumbnail or little profile picture thing, my logo is the Tokay gecko. I have a bunch of Tokay geckos. If you look right over here, I do a lot of Tokay gecko work, and I'm very passionate and proud of my Tokay gecko work, but it's probably something you don't know unless you've been a fan of the channel very long. It's going to be that I actually got started in Crested Geckos. I started way back in 2016 or something like that. I've been breeding for quite a bit with the Crested Geckos and finally started to make the plunge into a business of DVCB exotics breeding reptiles. Throughout all those years, I have stuck to my guns about only breeding Dalmatian. It's the gene I love the most. Super Dalmatians, ink blots, tiger Dal combinations, everything like that. I absolutely adore the Dalmatian gene. And that's what I did. I only strictly work with the Dalmatian mutation. Until this year, about a month ago. That all changed with this gecko right here. Now this gecko is actually my sister's. She inevitably gave me this one and Phoenix, which was actually the first Crested Gecko I have ever produced as DVCB exotics. It was very exciting getting him back, and I still remember when she went to her first reptile expo and picked out this little baby to having it in my collection now is a really cool thing. Now, as you guys can obviously, this gecko is not a Dalmatian. This gecko does not have one single Dal spot on it. It was something where I was like, well, yeah, you're giving me Phoenix, I'll take this one too. And at first I was just like, oh, I'll pair it to Alma, I'll probably wholesale the babies out to, you know, a pet store or something like that. But then, Richie, the Gecko King, just had to do it one more time to me. The video when we actually showcased these two geckos, I kind of gave you guys a hint that was, well, pretty obvious just without saying the name of it. It was a gecko that was going to pair really nice to this one. It was going to be a very expensive gecko that was going to pair nicely with this very white wall, very light and white animal. Gee, I wonder what gecko it is. To think this little gecko right here, this is the one that broke my streak of only Dals, but 2023 will be a different year, and that is all thanks to this female and this male that we're just about to show off. Before we get into that, just want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Fallow. Fallow is a company that works with multiple conservation groups in order to save wildlife with something as simple as these bracelets right here. When you order a bracelet through Fallow, three things are gonna happen. Number one, you're gonna get a really rad bracelet like these guys. Personally for me, I got the sea turtle and elephant. Number two is you're gonna be helping out wildlife. You're gonna be donating money over to these conservation groups and help saving these guys that are in the wild. And then, the best part. Not only will you be able to feel high and proud donating to amazing conservation groups, getting really cool bracelets like this, but you also get to track the animals, folks. Personally, for me, with the bracelets I got, we are tracking Pop-Tart the sea turtle and Magado, that's a tough one. Magado the elephant is something as easy as going on their site, scanning the little QR code, and you get to see where these guys go around their area. It's something really cool. It was really interesting to see what the sea turtle's doing. Pop-Tart's kind of like making this big, almost like circle thing around the ocean. It was just a really awesome thing. And it's a win-win-win. You get a cool bracelet, you get to feel good about yourself because you are supporting conservation groups, and then if you're ever bored, you can just flip on your phone and wonder, hey, what's Pop-Tart up to? Like I said, folks, they have a multitude of different animals. Sea turtles, elephants, penguins, sharks, lions, and so much more. If you guys are interested in getting one of these amazing, cool little bracelets, you can head right down to the link in the description below to get yours today. Oh, Dakota, thanks for that enlightening infomercial and for these really cool bracelets. I can't wait to stop filming and go see what Pop-Tart's up to right now. But first, we have to see what the gecko is. Here he is, folks. This amazing new Crested Gecko mutation that we have over here at DVCB Exotics. Now let's take a look at this little man right here. You guys probably already could tell it was going to be a lily white. I mean, it's not like I would get anything else and pair it to a really white gecko, but still is incredible that I actually have a lily white over here. Remember when the lily white mutation first came out, they were somewhere around $25,000 to $4,000 for one single animal, which was a little bit ridiculous. not almost to the standpoint where I just wouldn't pay that much for a Crested Gecko. $4 grand for a Crested? But with this one coming in now around, you know, the $800 to $1,500 mark, I decided to pull the plunge. I could spare it. I think it's gonna make some amazing babies with the gal that we have. We showed off a little bit earlier. I think it's gonna be a really cool breeding season. So I decided to shell out the extra dough, and we ended up with this amazing guy right here. The really funny thing about this is this kind of just opens up the door to Crested Gecko mutations. As you guys know, we've had quite a few new mutations pop up. Obviously, the lily whites, exanthics are new. Now we have these cappuccinos that apparently make melanistic. I mean, what's going on? It seems like within the last like 8 years, suddenly we have Crested Gecko mutations that we can play with. Combinations are coming out. We've got the frappuccinos. We've got lily white exanthics. The Crested Gecko game is popping up a little bit, which kind of gets me a little excited. At this point, there's really no going back. I mean, if I'm spending $1,000 on a lily white Crested Gecko, what is stopping me from spending $6,000 on a cappuccino? Who knows? Maybe we'll get back into really big Crested Gecko breeding instead of just doing a Dalmatians parts of it. But one thing is for sure above all, this is a really cool gecko that I'm very excited to have in my collection. If everything goes well, that gecko will be of age next year. She's still a little bit skinny. We're gonna have to pack some weight on her. Obviously, this dude is also a little bit small, but with any luck over in the 2023 season, we will be having some lily white babies of our very own. Really an exciting time. It really switches things up. No more will it be just Dalmatians. It will now also be Dalmatians and really white geckos. Absolutely fantastic. Well, boys and girls, there you have it. One brand new Crested Gecko. However, the fact is, you could have known about this gecko like 3 weeks or something ago, back when I posted on Patreon. Yes, patreon.com/dvcbexotics. You guys get the newest updates on new projects, fresh babies coming out. There's a bunch of different tiers for a bunch of different folks. Starts as low as $1 a month. Folks, if you guys want to go check it out, it is also in the description in the link right down below. I say every time, thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at DVCB Exotics. I will see you next time, but until then, goodbye.